Hey everyone, this is Julia from Green Umbrella, and today I'm just doing a video. It's probably going to be a bit longer than usual. It's for Audra of the Healthy Pet Club, and it's how to SEO a blog post or a page within your website. So this is for a WordPress website. Probably the first thing to do is I'd recommend downloading a plugin. I know that Audra already has one of these, but the plugin's called Yoast. If you haven't heard of Yoast, it's probably the best plugin out there. Yoast do lots of other things, but they do lots of other things not very well. The thing that they are really good at is SEO. So if you want to download this, so the plugin, it's a bit slow, so sorry about that, and it gives you lots of things to fill out. So that's how it's spelled, Yoast SEO. Okay, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to work from the top down as into how to SEO your WordPress site. Okay, so the first thing is the title. Ideally your title needs to be something fairly short. I'd recommend between 50 and 80 characters, so the shorter the better. This is an unusually long one, but I'm just going to leave it as it is. If you're not really sure of how to get a quirky title, something that's going to have a good attraction, there are two tools that I'd recommend. The first one is having a look at a book which is called Advertising Headlines That Make You Rich. So just put the poster up there. And the second one is a Google Chrome extension that I use. It's called Headliner. So you see this little H over here. If I click H, okay, and what it does is it will give you lots of titles or proven titles that have worked quite well. And you can just borrow some of these titles, but if you use the copy here, and then it will paste directly into your title on your WordPress blog. So that's the first little tool. So that's called Headliner. So if you're not the creative sort when it comes to titles, and you think you've got a really good article but you're not really sure what to call it, then try that one out. Okay, there's a free version and there's an upgraded version as well. So that's called Headliner. Okay, moving down, the second thing on WordPress is your permalink. Your permalink needs to be edited and it needs to be nice and short. The shorter, the better. So as you can see, what it does is it automatically puts just a dash in between every single word of your title, and we don't really want that. So we're just going to call this one Overwhelmed by Social Media. Okay, so that's not necessarily an SEO tactic, but I'm just working way down as to how you should do things. Okay, one thing I've forgotten to do here is put in my little extract. So I'm just going to put my insert in. Okay, so then the next thing you do, as you look down the content of your site or of your blog post or even your page on your website, you want to include what we call H2 tags. Some people get confused what a H2 tag is. So a H2 tag is this. So subtitles within your blog needs to be selected as a heading 2. You know, rather than a normal paragraph or a heading 1, if you select heading 2s, that works better from an SEO. So basically Google Little Spider will come along to your website or come along to your page, and they'll scan it first. They'll give priority to your title, and then the second priority as it scans down is to heading 2 tags. So your heading 2 tags also need good keywords in it, which is all on your focus keywords. So I'm doing, how do we stop the overwhelming feeling with social media? Okay, so it's making me think now about the heading 2 tag. So and then it gives more weight then. So it's your SEO title, then it's your heading 2 tags, and then your third ones is your heading 3 tags. So you can see these are heading 3s. Okay, so I'm going to come all the way down. A good tip as well from a readability factor is to you encompass listicles, or sorry, lists of things, or bullet points as well work great, because the way that we consume content nowadays is we just scan things quite quickly without reading. So if there's lots of big paragraphs, they tend not to work as well with regards to conversions. Okay, so as we come down, I've written some little notes for Mark. The next thing is to go with regards to images. So don't just insert an image, also make sure that you have your alternative description or your alt tags. when Google comes onto your website, and it will run all the way down your website, if you don't tag your images, it will sort of hop over your images like little black holes within your site. And you know, if you go onto normal Google and you're doing a search for something and you click images, they're all the images that have alt tags. They're all the images that have been indexed by Google. It also has a benefit as well from a disabled point of view or accessibility point of view. So people that are visually impaired, when they take their mouse and they hover over the image, the little pop-up comes up and the computer will read that image to you, and it will just say, this is a picture of a whatever or whatever. So how do you add an alt tag? So if I click on edit here, it will come up with my alternative description. So you can see I haven't put one in here. So if I just put this so that I cannot see. Okay, so I've just typed in what that is. Okay, so now when Google Spies come over and they hover over that, the pop-up will come up what that description is. Okay, so it'd be quite descriptive. So I'm just going to do the same with this one. So I click on it. There you go. Not sure why, it's running a bit slow today, and I'm not sure why. Focus at will, productivity tool, press enter. Okay, so you get the gist of that. So the next thing we want to do as we come all the way down is, as just as a tip to you, always you probably put a summary towards the end, but always add some sort of call to action. So we use some software called Magic Action Box, which actually encompasses some additional calls to action. So it puts my sales little messages as like banner ads at the bottom of each blog. So I don't encompass it into the blog. I just stick, if I show you here, a bit slow, sorry about this. I just select my Magic Action Box. So for this one, I'm going to write 75 ideas of things to post. So that's in a free ebook that I've got. So that's going to be at the bottom of my blog. And then the next one I'm going to do is actually, this is what we call exit intent. So Magic Action Box setups for exit intent. So as the mouse is going away, I then get a pop-up to anyone who's looking at the blog, and I'll click a different one for that. I think I will do the ultimate guide for recruiters. There you go. I'll do that one. Okay, so that's the next thing. Then I'm going to go to my Yoast. Okay, so this is the Yoast app. Okay, and what I'm going to do is, first of all, I'm going to give it a focus keyword. So I'm going to put overwhelmed social media. They're the keywords I want it to have a look at. Okay, and if I click edit snippet, okay, so the SEO title is the bit, you know, when you're searching on Google. So let's whiz over to Google. And say if I'm searching for, let's do overwhelmed by social media. Let's see what comes up. Except I can't spell. Okay, overwhelmed by social media. So that is what we call your SEO title, and then this bit is what we call a meta description. Okay, so these are the things that you need keywords in. Okay, so your SEO title is this bit, and you can see it's green down the bottom, so I want to keep it green. So I want to put, are you okay, so now I've gone nice and green, so that's what I want it nice and green. Ignore the slug, don't worry about that, so never really do that. And then we want the words overwhelmed by social media in the meta description as well. So if you feeling overwhelmed by social media, and this article more focused. And productive. Okay, you can see I've gone green here as well. Okay, so that's the next thing, is to make sure that you've optimized your SEO title and your meta description. So we've got these nice and green. Okay, for me, I want to make sure that I've got these in the right category. So this is just social media in general. So these are my custom posts, so that anyone can search my website for any sort of category. Okay, and the next thing is tags. Tags are really important. So tags in WordPress speak is keywords, so adding keywords. Now I would recommend a minimum of 5 tags, but a maximum of around about 8. Otherwise you just add in loads of keywords to it for the sake of it. And the keywords ideally needs to be keywords that are actually within the article. So if you're just writing keywords and they're not even appearing anywhere in the article, that sends warning signs up to Google. So make sure you don't do that. So obviously the first thing I'm going to put on here, overwhelmed by social media. Okay, I've also mentioned e-clincher. I've also mentioned focus at will, social media management. Okay, and have a quick look at other things that I've perhaps put. Industry experts. So I want to take things that I've written in my tags as well. Perhaps put one more. Oh, your newsfeed burner was the other thing that I mentioned in this one. Okay, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I'm just going to put productivity 7. Okay, so that's me ticking the box for that one. Okay, and it's given me SEO is okay, readability needs improvement. So before I click publish, I want to make sure, you know, what are the errors that I've got in here. So I'm going to come back down. Okay, and it's now given me an analysis. So the focus keyword overwhelm social media does not appear in the SEO title. But I'm not going to worry too much about that because I have got overwhelmed by social media. I think I've probably just spelt it wrong. This is really slow, sorry about this. It's really particular. So because I've got the word buy in there and I hadn't got the word, I've got the word buy in amongst. I just put overwhelmed social media, it didn't pick it up, it's picking them up in those particular word order. Okay, focus keyword doesn't appear in the first paragraph of the copy, so I need to add it to that. And the keyword density is 0%, which is too low. The focus keyword was found 0 times. Yeah, if you can change your focus keyword to just one word, I guarantee I'll have a bit more. Okay, don't worry about too much red. We obviously want it to be more green. The images on the page not have alt attributes containing the focus keyword. So it's saying that, yeah, I've alt tagged those images, but I haven't got keywords, as in the word overwhelming, within those keywords, but that's not relevant. So it needs to be relevant as well. You have not used focus keyword in any subheadings such as a H2 tag, which I haven't done. So anyway, this obviously gives you some bits and bobs of ideas of things to do. So make sure, most important things is alt tagging your images, making sure you've got a short URL, making sure you've got 5 tags, between 5 and 8 tags attached to the article. Okay, and that's it, more or less good to go. So I'm just going to save draft because my team need to do some extra bits and bobs for that. I hope that makes sense, and if you have any questions, you know where I am. Alright, cheers, bye bye.